Hello, I am Rachel, and I just got my PhD about a year ago, and it was in education and how to use the language, how to use all these different languages. And my point was I was going to go to school and in the deaf children, and most of the families thought it was okay, and I had about 12 students that were deaf. And I tried to get them to use ASL and try to get their skills and get them all involved in ASL, completely involved. So these deaf students, they came in, they were ready to go. They sat down, and for a year I was doing this with them. And there's over 1,000 different examples of these ASL schools, and so I did a lecture in the ASL association about, and it explained how these different schools will explain the language and the culture involved. So I followed these different examples that I had. So for about a year, these deaf students, they studied two groups. This was language questions about the same words, how to sign and a word when it came up, and how to do that sort of thing. And there was this group, and then there was another group that was on the context and interactions that evolved in the classroom, such as math and English and science, and how they varied and which one was which. And this was based on context, this was based on questions. And so we got it all together, and we printed out all the different explanations and all the findings. And wow, it was really interesting, very interesting. One time I noticed that if two students are, sitting together and they're signing it, if they interact with a bunch of different things, they can't get as much out of it in the ASL classroom. One example I found was a list of many deaf students and hearing students using voice and sign at the same time. It complicated the situation. It was very different. It wasn't natural using both ASL and English at the same time. And it was different that one teacher from the deaf and the hearing, they could change the information and interact with each other. And so all of these different examples and videos that I had matched the lecture in English and things, and we can notice the different situations and that occurred in these classrooms. It was really neat.